Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fed Up Lefty. My name is Portland Steve. Let's get right to it because I am fed up. Well, Donald Trump didn't get indicted today like he tried to scoop everyone on his own indictment knowledge. He didn't know. And then he projected with the illegal leaks. That there were no leaks, that everything he says is a misdirect. You can't believe a single word that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. He's going to get, looks like either indicted tomorrow or they're saying the beginning of next week now. So, but it didn't stop Junior from doing one of his Coke rant podcasts. Listen to him really. He's really out to lunch now.
Who really gives a crap about law when you're...
Who really gives a crap about law? How performative. Like, this guy is just out to lunch, right? I mean, it's looking at it again.
Who really gives a crap about law when you're...
Who really gives a crap about law? Like, you have to snort all of Peru to get to that level of performativeness in your blog.
When you're weaponizing your office in a leftist state.
How does he even get his voice that high?
It's like, you gotta pinch your nose because it's so clogged with drugs. And it's, how do you even know we're being weaponized? How do we
like, it's really, really just, over the top. He's the king of grievance. Everybody's out to get him. Everybody's the deep state, and it's...
Most of the prosecutors.
Like, I don't know how he gets his voice that high. It's because the coke is tightening his larynx, his voice box. So it's like, well, how can it be? All right. So next we move on. The media is still pushing this. Down is up, up is down. Indictments are bad for everybody else in the world except for Donald Trump. Donald Trump, for some reason, the media has decided that indictments are good for him. And that's the GOP talking point. First of all, listen, here's Mike Lindell.
I'm Mike Lindell.
Mike Lindell. I'm trying to sell more pillows. More pillows because... this whole thing's about, he's almost, they're suing him too, like Dominion and all that, and he's complaining now that he doesn't have enough money for this and all that, and it's like, what did you think was going to happen? You're not a billionaire. This money is finite. You might be rich, but it's not going to last forever. Mike Lindell.
My pillow and Mike Lindell.
The other one's this.
If they arrest our great president Donald Trump.
He's not the president. He's not the president. We have one president at a time. The president is Joe Biden.
Hands down, he wins the 2024 election.
So there's the GOP talking point. Hands down, if Trump is indicted, he wins the 2024 election. Don't believe the hype. It's ridiculous. It's utter nonsense. Supposedly there is going to be this groundswell of MAGA who now rise up because Donald Trump is getting finally, indicted and stuff. Well, here's a picture from the Villages today in Florida. Here's another one. It's like 10, 15 people and it gets national coverage. I don't get it. And it's like they only do this for the liberal media to post, for people to post. Like, they're not really reaching. This is a fake, this is cosplay protest. It's a bunch of rich white people. They go, well, let's grab our flags. I'll drop the kids off at soccer practice, and then we'll head on over there for about 2 hours, and and then we'll all go get some mimosas, and or we'll go and get some wings. This is a fake protest, and if this is the groundswell, here was another one. This MSNBC is like doing Trump's dirty work for him. It's all I heard all day while I had it on in the background while I worked was how this is good for Trump. And you look here, let's play this clip.
And a small group of Trump fans,
A small group of Trump fans. Let's start right there. Why is this receiving? I mean, how many millions of people does Chris Jansen reach? And this is a small group of Trump fans.
A show of support on the bridge at Mar-a-Lago as the Manhattan grand jury gets ready to reconvene tomorrow. Our NBC News reporters are following.
So this is about, a small group of followers at Mar-a-Lago. It's, again, a bunch of rich people playing cosplay.
All of the latest developments, but we begin with NBC's Vaughn Hilliard near Mar-a-Lago in West Palm Beach, Florida. Vaughn, what's the scene like there today? I mean, obviously, even though Trump said he was going to get arrested today, that hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't, but it didn't stop the media from running the story 24/7. The liberal media too, carrying his water, doing his dirty work. He wanted to get the scoop. He didn't have any, and he turned to the gall of him to then completely lie about it and then turn around and say, oh, there's illegal leaks. There is no leak. You just made it up.
But is there any sense of when something might happen?
Right, and Donald Trump over the weekend called for protests and for his supporters to come out and push back against this investigation.
Yes, he called for his protesters to come out. It's a smattering that have come out. This is indicative. This is going to catapult Trump into the White House narrative, and the actual evidence is it's a smattering of people cosplaying protest. A smattering of rich white people, cosplaying protesters.
Mar-a-Lago is right here over my left shoulder. This is where Donald Trump has remained for the last 3 days. To our understanding, he has not left the property here. This is his private club here in West Palm Beach. To give you an idea, we're going to walk over this way to show you about the 3 to 4 dozen folks that have gathered here.
They admit 3 to 4 dozen. Now notice how he puts it so that it sounds like the biggest it could possibly be, 3 to 4 dozen. He doesn't say 48. There are 48 people here, and we're giving it national news attention of millions of people. This is why they do it. This is why they do it, so that Msnbc comes there and carries their message and does their dirty work for them. Why are they legitimizing this? The media is, the liberal media as well, is pushing this narrative of down is up is good. Up is down. That these indictments are good and it's going to rally. And then their own evidence shows 48 people. 4 dozen. 4 dozen, because it sounds so much more than when you say 48. That's right. They just your MSNBC just paid this reporter to go there and cover 48 people. I used to be in a band, and we did a rally. We did a fundraiser for pro-choice in D.C., and we had like 500 people there. We didn't get any press. We didn't have any national news coverage from it there. This is 48 people, 4 dozen at this bridge, and it's got national news coverage. Shame on you, MSNBC. Shame on you, Chris Jansen and Vaughn Hilliard. You're trying to make something from nothing here. You're trying to make something happen that isn't really happening.
So far today, if you're looking in that direction, you got West Palm Beach out and over there. And so this is sort of the causeway, the bridgeway between West Palm Beach and Palm Beach, where his private club is at. And we've been talking to folks here. They were promoting this on social media here. And you can see it's far from a mass protest, as one woman explained to us. She called it more of a party atmosphere here.
Yeah, because it's a joke. This isn't a real protest. This isn't a bunch of angry people. You know why? Because, number one, the arrests for January 6th, the people who were already in jail, that served as a real deterrent. Too bad they didn't get in. Too bad that Garland hid under his desk for 2 years and didn't indict anybody at the top, or else Trump wouldn't be trying to do it all over again. But all the grunts, all the most extreme grunts are already in jail. They're not going to come here and do this now. People have seen what happens to them. They're not going to go follow suit. And number two, the January 6th insurrection, they felt that the insurrectionists felt even however misguided they felt that their vote had been disenfranchised. It's a lot more difficult for them to personalize hush payments to a porn star paid with campaign funds to get out there, and it's just old hat at this point. Trump is not going to get the Civil War II that he thinks that he is.
Here. But of course, Donald Trump is yet to be indicted here at this point. And that is where, I was talking with an ally of Donald Trump just a few minutes ago over the phone, and the way that he put it to me was that Donald Trump does not want to be indicted. It's not a good look to ever fall into the hands of law enforcement here.
You think?
At the same time, there are two things can be true at once. Well, Donald Trump doesn't want to face an indictment or be arrested. But also politically, it could be advantageous here, at least as part of
48 people. 48 people are at the protest. At the village is a smattering more. This is not a protest. This is not a rallying cry. He's going to do his rally at Waco. He's going to get the normal sized crowd he would have had, and nothing else is going to happen. Nothing else is going to happen. Certainly not the Civil War protest that he thinks. And if he thinks his big protest is coming to Manhattan, I want to see MAGA get through the bridge and tunnel midday to Manhattan if they think they're going to mass protest in Manhattan.
At least as part of a Republican primary. Is this how I put it to me? Whenever other Republicans are marching to Donald Trump's drumbeat, it's Donald Trump who is winning. And that is where you have seen Ron DeSantis find himself in the uncomfortable position of being asked whether he believes these potential charges have merit. But you've also seen the likes of Nikki Haley, who has been silent over the course of the last 5 days. This is really sort of this moment for this Republican Party as they square up what is likely going to be months of not only investigations, but also potential criminal proceedings, in addition to the New York Attorney General's civil lawsuit that is expected to have its case go underway here later this fall here. There is a lot in store, and it is the supporters of Donald Trump who are going to be paramount to lifting him up as he faces some of these potential headwinds, Chris.
48 people. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? He's standing there with only 48 people, and he's still pushing this false narrative. So Donald Trump may be catapulted to the primary win for the GOP. But I want to show you this was from the Washington Post. Donald Trump only won the presidency thanks to 80,000 votes over 3 states. 80,000 votes could very easily be what the indictments cost him in terms of independent voters or in terms of women, that, he can't afford, even when he only won by 80,000 votes over 3 states. He can't afford to lose anything. And anyone who's trying to tell you that these indictments are somehow going to magically make him 80,000 votes plus, I've got a bridge to sell you, because they're living in a fantasy land. We're not even allowed to enjoy that Donald Trump got indicted for 1 minute before the talking heads all want to tell us how we should still be uneasy. This is good news. It's good news for us. It's bad news for him. Indictments are definitely bad news. It is not something that is a political boon. So don't believe the hype. Okay, everybody. I'm really fed up about it. I'm Portland Steve, the Fed Up Lefty. Hit like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at the Fed Up Lefty, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.